Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, My Social Thread. My name's Crystal and today is another Friday Sews vlog where I will be going through everything I've been up to this past week sewing wise. So it's now been the first week of April, and as you know, I'm co-hosting the challenge Selfless So April 22, and so far I have already finished 2 of my Selfless makes, and I've also made a make for myself. So the first make I want to talk about is the make for myself, and it's what I'm wearing right now. It's the Harper cardigan by Sinclair Patterns. I've got the pattern here. So it's a free PDF downloadable pattern, and it's actually quite popular on Instagram. And for a free pattern, I'm actually really impressed. The photographs and the actual pattern itself, it's full color. They've got lots of extra bits, and you know, it's not just the instructions of how to make up the pattern. You know, it gives you fabric choice and styling options, ways to adjust the pattern yourself. Also, the pattern comes in 3 different sizing ranges, so you've got petite, regular and tall, which is great. Also the pattern you can the pattern comes in 4 different lengths as well. So you've got the cropped cardigan here, you've got the classic cardigan, the long line cardigan. So the classic is, I suppose, hip length. The long line cardigan is just below your bottom, and the duster length, sorry, that's being cut off there. The duster length is sort of knee to mid calf, which I think is great. I went for the long line cardigan, so it's just sort of just under my bottom area, which I quite like. And the pattern was very easy to put together. Sticking of a PDF pattern I used to hate, and actually it wasn't too bad. I think during the day I can't really sew anyway, so if I'm sort of downstairs I can get a PDF pattern out and I can sellotape it on the dining table while the kids are running around, and I can also just, you know, stop for a while, leave it there, go do, you know, tend to the kids or do something in the kitchen, and then go back again to sellotaping it together. So that was fine. In terms of the pattern itself, it just looks so professionally drafted. You know, it's all color coded. It has all the lines for sort of where the pockets are going to go, all the different lines for where to shorten and lengthen, everything you would expect basically of a, you know, fully well drafted pattern that you would pay for, but this one is free, which is even better. So I really like this one. I've made it up in a sort of a sweater knit fabric in a dusky pink, and this is from Pound Fabrics. And then obviously the what is this called, the edging, or the I don't know what they call it, the cuff, I've just turned the fabric the other way around, but this is a lovely and soft fabric, and I really like it. It's a lovely sort of casual cardigan. Sorry, it's a bit creased in the arms now. I've worn this twice in a row, and I will show you the pockets. It's just some lovely pockets down there, and it's also the perfect height, so I'm not I'm not even it's just the perfect height for my hands, which is lovely. And this one can actually close in front of you as well, which is nice, because I think it's the Blackwood cardigan or another cardigan where it's meant to just stay open, and you're not meant to sort of be able to wrap it around your body. So I like it, and I do have several more planned. I have this fabric also in a navy and a burgundy from Pound Fabrics, and that was my plan. That's the reason why I bought those. The other 2 colorways is to make more Harper cardigans. So that's my first make, selfish make for April. My second make is this Be Curious dress for my daughter, and I made this up in the, I'll show you the pattern quickly. It's an Ellie and Mac pattern, and I have made this version here in the chambray. I really like the chambray look, and so I copied it because I had chambray in my stash as well. The pattern itself is from 12 months to 12-year-old. Pattern very easy to follow again. You also have the options of different length sleeves. So you've got the long sleeve here. You can have a flounce if you want, or you can have a short sleeve. Again, you can omit the frill if you want to. So, and obviously the skirt lengths you can adjust as you please. I decided to adjust the bodice a bit, so I added, I believe, 2 inches to the bodice, because otherwise it would be too empire line, and I don't think my daughter likes the empire line style dresses, so I lengthened the bodice by a bit. Everything else is exactly the same. I gathered the sleeve heads. I'm not sure whether it's meant to be gathered or whether you're supposed to set it in beautifully without the tucks. It wasn't really clear in the instructions, so I quite like the gathered sleeve heads, and I try to do that with most of my patterns. And also it's got the lovely elasticated cuffs at the bottom, which I really like, and it reminds me of my long sleeve Lyra dresses. It's kind of like a gentle bishop sleeve as well, which is lovely. And then you've just got a gathered skirt at the bottom, and if I can show you, you've got the frill at the bottom as well. At the back, I've just used poppers. Unfortunately, my Prim pliers, Vario pliers, don't seem to be working. So where they've, I don't know if I can show you, where they're supposed to press the plastic in to secure that that popper, it's not pressing it in evenly, so the popper does come off, which is a bit annoying. I have ordered, well, I haven't yet, I am going to order another one of the tool sets, because maybe my tool set isn't good anymore. So I've ordered that. I will order that, and hopefully that will come through. It's a fully lined bodice, and I've just used some lovely cotton poplin, and there's the understitching there so that the seam allowance is stitched to the facing, so that it prevents the facing or the lining from peeping through the front. What else can I say? Yeah, so with regards to the instructions, they were very good. Apart from, like I said, it didn't tell me whether or not to gather the sleeve heads or to set them in nicely. I would assume, I guess, if it doesn't tell you to gather, then you should really set it in without any puckers. And one useful tip I found was they told me to hem the frill first, which I think is a great idea, because this is actually the second frill that I've put on. The first frill that I put on, I didn't hem it first, because I thought, why would you do that? I've never done that before. And as I was hemming, because it was gathered so much, as I'm hemming the hem, it was just very difficult to fold over and get a sort of a perfect straight line. And in the end, I just had to cut it off and restart it, and I hemmed it. So before it's a frill, it's just a rectangular piece of fabric, so it's much easier to do a nice straight hem, and then you put the gathering stitches in, and then you attach the frill to the bottom of the skirt. She really likes it. I did think it was a bit plain at first, and I was asking her if she wanted me to put sort of like an embroidered patch, the ones that you can get and you could just iron on and then sew around it. But she said she likes that one. But for the future, she says she wants to have another one with an iron-on patch as well. Here's just some photos of her wearing it. So this is my 7-year-old daughter, Anya. And also I'll post photos of myself in the Harper cardigan, because I forgot to do that a while ago. And that's that make. The second Selfless make I made is the chalk and notch page hoodie. And you will recognise this fabric. I think I've shown you this several times in my vlogs previously. So it's a beautiful marbled French terry. And French terry is sort of that sort of texture, with sort of so this French terry is from a shop called Fabric Mania on Facebook, which I bought ages ago, and I've decided to go for sort of a green sparkle ribbing, and this is from Jelly Fabric, so that's for the bottom band and the cuffs, and the hood is just lined with the same fabric. So the page hoodie is a raglan sleeved hoodie. You can have a cropped version or a normal length version. You can also have a hemband or a drawstring. I decided to go with a hemband. Also, the pattern actually has grommets and drawstrings, hoodie strings that you can put through, but we decided not to do that this time round. This is sort of the puffy balloony sleeves, so that's quite nice, and that is a present for my goddaughter, whose birthday is coming up at the end of April. I will just show you the pattern quickly for that. So it's the page hoodie there, And so this version, she's gone for the drawstring option, and she has the grommets and the hoodie ties there. She also has the balloon sleeve version as well. And these are the instructions. Yeah, fairly straightforward. I've sewn many hoodies before, so it's fairly straightforward. And most of it, actually, all of it was done on my overlocker, apart from the top stitching at the neckline, which I used. I have a straight stretch stitch on my machine, which I like, and I much prefer to a zigzag stitch, so that's quite nice. The only comment I would make is I'm not sure if the balloon sleeve detail works with a hoodie. So I've made lots of Tilly and the Buttons Billy sweatshirts, which, you know, if you've watched my vlogs before, you'll know. So I think with a sweatshirt where it's just sort of a crew neck without the hood, I think the balloon sleeves work. But I think with a hoodie and then a balloon sleeve, I'm not sure if it's kind of clashing with each other, those two details. But I mean, we'll see if the recipient likes it. I'm sure she will anyway, and she probably wouldn't even know what a balloon sleeve is or whatnot. So that's my second Selfless make. Actually, that's all my Selfless make. So I've made 3 makes altogether for this week. I have lots of other makes obviously planned. What else have I done this week? Oh, I've cut out the pattern pieces for the Aldaya dress for my daughter. Bear with me. So these are the pattern pieces all here, all rolled up. I'm not sure where the pattern is. So that's that Aldaya dress that I'm making for my daughter, but I might make it look sort of a midi length. And the fabric for that I have shown you before. It is the Scuba Midnight Rosette Scuba. There you go. Midnight Rosette Scuba Lady McElroy. So I'm hoping to make a start. So that's all cut out. The pattern is, unfortunately, so traced and cut out. I'm going to cut out the fabric hopefully this weekend and make a start on that. What else have I been up to? Oh, a fabric haul. So I did purchase some fabric from Pound Fabrics, mainly their sweatshirting, because it's an incredible price. Also, I'm doing another Selfless make, which is the Daddy Melian hoodie, which I don't believe I have here at the moment, but I'll pop up a picture. And their sweatshirting is beautiful quality, and it was only £7 a meter, I believe. Bear with me. Yep, £7 a meter, and they had lots of different colours. So the first one I'm going to show you is just the navy there. But if I show you the reverse of this sweatshirting, it's beautiful. So it's a real lovely cozy sweatshirting. And the thickness of it, you can see it's actually quite thick, so it's really good quality. I mean, this is 2 meters and it looks huge, so you can just, that's a testament to how beautifully thick this fabric is. So I bought it in the navy blue, the light grey, the dark grey, and the wine maroony colour. It's a bit more sort of purpley pink than it is burgundy, but I think it will work quite well. The inspiration photo I had for the Daddy Melian is this photo here, and I've decided to copy all the colours. So burgundy at the top, dark grey in the middle, and unfortunately Pound Fabrics didn't have their sweatshirting in mustard, so I ordered that from Jelly Fabrics. They were doing a sale on their sweatshirting fabrics, so I have got the mustard and the matching ribbing, and so I'm hoping to copy that picture exactly. And I have shown you before, I have got the hardware, I've got the what are these called, the drawstring things for the neck, to match the mustard sweatshirting. And just to say also, so this is from Jelly Fabrics, as I say. The quality is the same, beautiful sort of brush sweat shirting back, and it's quite a thick fabric as well. But in comparison to the pound fabrics, I can't see any difference. The only reason I went to Jelly Fabrics is because they had the mustard colour, which pound fabrics did not have. And that was £7 a metre, as I say, and I bought 2 metres of each colour. I also bought some ribbing from there, and it was, sorry, this ochre ribbing. It was £4.50 a metre. And also the dusky pink as well. And what else did I buy? Oh, they also had some lovely double gauze. And this was, it's a gold speckled double gauze, and it's in a dusky pink, and it was £6.40 a metre. But look how gorgeous that is. This is for my daughter, my 7-year-old, possibly even my 11-year-old, because I've got two. I've got the dusky pink colourway and sort of, what do they call this? A burnt orange. So it's almost like a terracotta colourway, again with the gold speckles. So I got 2 metres each of that, and I'm actually hoping to make my 7-year-old another one of these Be Curious dresses, but sort of a summer version, maybe with a short sleeve or like a flounce, or even like a butterfly sleeve. Is it called a butterfly sleeve? I'm not sure, just sort of like a floaty sleeve that I'll probably be able to find that sleeve pattern somewhere online. So that's the plans for those two. And then the last thing I bought from there was they had some striped Ponte Roma fabric in navy, and that was £3.75 a metre. £3.75 a metre, and this is lovely. So Ponte Roma is obviously thicker than cotton jersey and viscose jersey. It still obviously has stretch, but not as much. But it's a lovely colourway. I think this is like a Breton sort of navy and white stripe. And my plans for that is a Freya. A long sleeve Freya with the what's it called, with a cowl neck still. And I know we're coming up to spring and summer now, but recently it's been raining, hailstones, snow. So, and I'm a very cold person, like I feel the cold, and I always like to wrap up warm. So I think I will still be actually, you know, using Freyas in the weeks to come. And what else did I buy? Oh, the other thing I bought, no more fabric unfortunately, is patterns. I bought 2 patterns. So over it, we're doing a, well, they're doing a 25% spring sale, and I bought 2 patterns, and the first pattern is the Ida dress. This is the Ida dress by Sew Over It, and if you can see from the line drawings, so it's sort of, it's a woven dress pattern. It's the bodice there, and it's got some gentle gathers under the bust, and then it's got, which I quite like here, is the princess seams going down. And then at the back you've got waist darts and a invisible zip, long sleeves, and you've got the option to elasticate the cuffs, what are they called, the sleeves, or you can do a shearing. You can have a go at shearing, which I've not done yet, but I quite like the idea of that. And also, I don't know if you can see, it's got the gathered sleeve heads, which I love. Again, you can see it a bit more there. I love this sort of, it's just a tiny detail, but I think it really elevates the dress. It makes it look a bit more dressy. So I'm definitely liking the elastic, the gathered sleeve heads on that. And that's meant for a viscose rayon crepe, anything drapey. And these, the measurements for this pattern, it goes from a size 6 to a size 20. So I'm looking forward to making that. I have got some viscose fabrics in my stash, and also I did place a cheeky order for something from Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn, and this is mainly for my daughter actually, and I think she'll quite like that. The second pattern I got from Sew Over It was the Haxby skirt. So this is actually an old pattern, but it was part of their Stitch School patterns, and I don't believe, I think maybe back then it wasn't available to everybody. It was only available to their members, but now they've released it as a pattern for everybody. So it's the Haxby skirt, and what I like about it is it's got I think they're called godettes. So it's basically just panels, but they insert triangular panels within them. So it's really quite swishy, and it just flares out really, really nicely, and I just really, really like it. And you're meant to use obviously drapey fabrics such as rayon, viscose, twill and crepe, which is lovely. And this goes from a size 8 to a size 20. So I never used to like, I fell out of love with crepe because I made a dress sort of 3 years ago now, and I just didn't like the feel on my skin. But then I realized actually that was probably like a Moroccan crepe, no, a Moroccan crepe. Because I have recently just made a crepe blouse, the Ornella blouse, as part of my So Frugal 22 entry, and that crepe was beautiful. I loved how it draped. I loved just everything about the fabric. It was soft, it was elegant, it was smooth, it was drapey, and so I quite like crepe now. So I will be on the hunt for some crepe, I think, for that, although viscose is what I have in my stash, and I bought this skirt to use up my viscose. And then the other thing that I've been up to this week is I have just started interviewing some fabric shop owners and some vloggers, and my first interview with a fabric shop owner was Youssef of Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn. I will pop up a card for you to click on if you want to watch that, and I think it's really nice to do these sort of interviews because I find that putting a face to a name just makes the shop more interesting. It makes you want to purchase fabric from that store as opposed to another store who you know nothing about, or you don't know anything about the owner, about the people behind it. And so I think that's quite nice. Also, Yusuf did just tell us about how he became Insta famous via Elisa Lex from By Hand London, which I think is amazing. And he also gave us a sneak peek of his fabric, which is due to drop tomorrow at 6 p.m, Friday 6 p.m. So that's nice, and there's also a cheeky discount at the end of that video, so if you watch it right to the end, he does give everyone of my viewers a discount, so please go and watch that. I have also got quite a few vloggers that I've interviewed that are going to be released. I think I'm going to release one a week, so maybe one fabric shop and one vlogger a week, because I have got quite a few now in my stash of interview Zoom interviews, and I think it'll be quite nice just to, again, with the vloggers, we see vloggers or bloggers, Instagram personalities, we see a lot of their photos and everything, but you just learn so much just by talking to them. You just learn a bit more about their background, what their day job is, or what other hobbies they have, and it's just so nice to get sort of an opinion or like more information about a person, and it just makes you, I just think it's very nice. And the sewing community, as I say, is just so full of such a diverse bunch of people, and everybody is so friendly. So it's just nice to know a little bit more about the personalities that we follow on Instagram and the YouTubers that we follow on YouTube. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. For all of my new viewers, I hope if you do like my content, please kindly consider liking and subscribing. To all my returning viewers and my subscribers, thank you for coming back. And I hopefully will see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.